Namaste. So the moon is in the transit of Cancer now, and it did so this morning at 9:23. We managed to be up and hang upside down, cleanse the house, do some sound healing with our chimes, forks, our ukulele, our harmonium, do some voice chanting, and get the card to be given to us in the void, of course, moon. So we did all that, and then we've just actually been doing a little bit more planning to progress this along, and develop us at the same time and our brain networks. So the moon is in Cancer, and Cancer rules the chest, the breasts, chest area, the breasts and the stomach. So because it's that area, it's the heart area. Cancer's ruled by the moon. The moon's considered a planet, along with the sun, even though they're stars. So we have the moon tuning fork, which is also corresponds to your second chakra, the colour orange, your sacral chakra. And we also have earth, which is your root chakra, red. So we're bringing in the earth because you may not be grounded into earth as it is yet. So I'm just going to do red and green. Green is the heart chakra, so that we can connect ourselves in to Mother Gaia and our heart. And then I'll bring in the second chakra. And so that I don't continue talking, I then have the tuning forks for your body. So rather than being external, I'm going to bring you into your internal reality inside your body, to your stomach, your pancreas and your gallbladder. So those will be the tuning forks next. You may wish to shift your body, make some sounds, have a shake. Tap into your intuition. The Cancer moon's all about nurturing and caring, your home, sense of belonging in your body. It's a nourishing tone when you take a deep breath in, to sigh or make any kind of sounding on the exhalation. Now in with the second chakra. My body's just needing a shake there, so I've stood up. Taking long, slow, deep exhalations and inhalations, but not forcing it, just being a witness to your breath. They will lengthen and deepen the more your breath attention goes there. Where your attention goes, the energy goes. So we had 3 forks first time round, and now we're going to have 4 forks, keeping the heart chakra as the common denominator, the correlating one between the two. If you feel any stockages or any blockages or congestion, buzzing like a bee, humming, helps clear those congestions, clear the pain. An inward sounding is also a good one to try if you want to have a giggle and bring some laughing yoga in too. So I hope you're feeling more relaxed and more present. So this was the card that was given to us, the Seven of Fire. But I'm just going to show you the top of the pack and the bottom of the pack, because these other cards that were there are very symbolic to some information that I'm going to give you in a bit. So at the end of the reading, I'm going to interconnect. So these are our fun tools for understanding the language of energy. So we've got our Tarot of Dreams. These are dreams of GAIA Tarot. And we've got our tarot cards, Tarot of Dreams. And we've put them into a pattern on the board that correlates with this wisdom wheel from Patch Tarot, which shows how the seasons, the months and the days interconnect with the individual numbers, the minor arcana 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. of the tarot, with the planets, with Hebrew letters and with the royal cards, the court cards, kings, queens, etc. and the major arcana. So this was the 9 of Earth, the 9 of Pentacles, which is actually the last day today, September the 11th, that we're in the energies of the 9 of Pentacles according to that Patch Tarot Wheel of Wisdom. And I'm just going to give you the keywords. I'm not going to read this out fully, but the 9 of Earth keywords: altruism, generosity, charity, giving, receiving, selflessness, benevolence, humility, self-love. So it's all correlating because Cancer is all about self-love and nurturing. Compassion towards oneself, and then you can be compassionate towards others in the way they need it. Key phrases: how important are your material possessions? Support a worthy charitable cause. Give away all that is no longer needed. Give without bias or expectation. Heal self by helping others. Skeletons in the closet. Charity begins with you. Address any health concerns. So that was the top of the pack, the top of the spectrum, the aware, conscious, seen reason for the reading. The micro picture. Now the macro picture, the bottom of the pack, the unaware, the unseen, the underlying reason for the reading, is the 6 of Fire, which is actually the card before the 7th of Fire. So it strengthens the 7 of Fire. So that's why I thought it was very fitting and apt to include this into the reading too. Key words: healing, mediation, negotiation, arbitration, truce, boundaries, support and diplomacy. Now as I read that, because it says boundaries, we are actually currently in Saturn time, which is about boundaries and restrictions and society, a multitude of other things. Limitations too. So it might be that you're too stuck in your boundaries and you need to expand your boundaries more, or it might be that you need to limit and restrict your boundaries, for instance, and that could be in your emotions, the way you are with people, but it also could be in your physical body. You might be hypermobile in an area, or too tight in an area and need to become more mobile. Key phrases: resolution is needed, communication and diplomacy required, be willing to make concessions, let go of bias, be open-minded, 2 sides to every disagreement, know the facts, understand your rights and don't be stubborn. Now, as I pull this card off, the next card, although they don't do it similar, is number 18, and number 18 is the moon. And seeing as we're talking about the moon transiting into Cancer, and we've had the moon tuning fork, because the moon card was there, it felt very apt to bring that into the reading too. And the word that they use in this deck of cards for the moon is thought. And the moon is the feminine energies, the internal, the receptive. So it's about becoming aware, attempting to understand our own internal processing systems and what makes us tick or not. because the more we understand ourselves, when we come into and our own energy, when we come into other people's energy, we know what's theirs and what's ours. Keywords: thought, reality, power, attention, focus, attraction, positivity, negativity, universal law. Key phrases: thought creates reality. Thought is the foundation of consciousness. Don't rush your thinking. Be certain. Thought is energy. Energy flows where attention goes. Be mindful of the universal laws. I didn't know it was going to say that because I haven't read these yet. These are new to me as well, so we're just smiling on that because we said that a moment ago. Are conscious and unconscious mind in accord? And that's fitting because we've just given you the equivalent of the conscious being the top of the deck spectrum and the equivalent of the subconscious, which is the bottom of the deck spectrum. And we're continuing on the bottom of the deck spectrum now. Be realistic instead of optimistic or pessimistic. Good and bad go hand in hand. Change your mind, change your life. Do not overthink or speculate. Question the critical mind speak. And then underneath that one, because it was number 11 and today is the 11th, and 11 is the number of individuality, it's the master number of service. And it was the 11 of fire, and together it adds up to 2, which is about balance and choices. And this is the 11 of fire, which is also the page of fire. And the page of fire, along with the 9 of pentacles, which was the one at the top, is again, it's the season that we're in at the moment. So the season that we're in starts off with the centre of the page of wands and the ace of wands, which is the page of fire and the ace of fire. So this is the page of fire, and it's masculine / feminine, which is the integration of the two. Keywords: passive aggressive, creation destruction, action inaction, masculine feminine. Key phrases: put aside gender stereotypes. We are both masculine and feminine. Masculine energy serves to protect. Feminine energy serves to nurture. Too much of one, not enough of the other. Time to evaluate and realign. Allow the energy to increase and ebb. Embrace the energy that best suits your needs. So that's all of those. We just want to do that spectrum first. We normally do start with the information on the moon, but we're going to start with the information on the moon now. Or not start, we'll do the information on the moon now. Cancer moon. A Cancer moon's energy is feminine, fruitful, moist, and very strong. Use this sign when you want to grow things. Flowers, fruits, vegetables, commodities, stocks, or collections. For example, that's the example we just gave. This sensitive sign stimulates rapport between people. Considered the most fertile of the signs, it is often associated with mothering. You can use this moon time to build personal friendships and support mutual growth. And like I said earlier, become your own mothering figure and nurturing yourself in the way you need to make you happy. Cancer is associated with emotions and feelings. Prominent Cancer energy promotes growth, but it can also turn people pouty and prone to withdrawing into their shells. And the ruler is the moon chakra. It rules the chest area, breasts and stomach, and the impulse word is tenacity. And we've, just from our own interpretation here, we've got it down for the heart chakra. Because it's the emotions, the second chakra, the sacral chakra. The heart chakra is the fourth. But also the third chakra, the solar plexus. Because when you embrace all these energies and nurture yourself and bring it to its optimum flow, you give yourself the empowerment, which is the solar plexus, the third chakra, yellow. And also the diaphragm, when one lengthens and really deepens their breath, the diaphragm works opposite to the rest of the muscles. So normally when you work a muscle, it contracts, but with the diaphragm, when you work it, it actually expands and stretches rather than contracting. It's contracting in its natural state. And therefore it massages your internal organs and it massages your stomach. And as I said, Cancer rules the stomach. So there's the information there. We've had our sound healing. Now I shall read this card to you, and then I will take you on a little tour of how we learn through the cards and interconnecting all the energies and understanding energy. So this card in front of you, if I just look at the pictures, again, we've got the third eye, we've got the eye at the top overseeing. All our previous cards have actually had, the majority of them, if I remember correctly, have actually had not blacked out eyes, but they haven't had the eyes. So they've been a certain colour and there's been no pupils to it. Whereas in these ones, she's just got normal eyes. So rather than just looking inwards, it's looking inwards and looking outwards and interconnecting the two, which will make sense with the masculine, feminine energy card that we just read, that I just put in front of you now, the 11. She's got a butterfly on her forehead, which is the third eye area. So butterflies symbolise the 4 states of transformation. So her third eye is transforming, and she's seen her internal world from a different perspective, which then facilitates her seeing the external world from a different perspective and seeing things in a light she's never seen before. Now there's a lotus at the bottom that is in the bowl of water, and lotuses also represent purity, transcending and transforming suffering out of surviving into thriving. So they come up from the really murky, muddy depths, waters, into this beautiful flower with thousands and thousands of petals. Cats symbolise independence and play. And of course, today's the last day for the 9 of Pentacles, which is about self-empowerment, self-empowering, being independent. But that doesn't, it means not being codependent. It's independent, but if you're in a relationship with someone or working with someone, you can be interdependent. I think that's the right word. It's where you're both independent, but you can work together as well. And there's a snake there around her right wrist. Now for me, right symbolises the past and the masculine, and the snake represents Kundalini energy. So your Kundalini energies, your energies coming up from your sacral, your second chakra, are shifting and rising and attempting to fill all of your tubular body, all the tubes and channels in your body with this new fresh energy. But the right and the past and the masculine is needing to be restricted and confined more, because the snake's on the outside, so that we can embrace the feminine energies, the left, the female, the present, and be more present in the moment. So that means for me to be more in the right brain hemisphere, not the left brain hemisphere, because the left brain hemisphere is about past and future. It's what enables us to function in society, but if we live too much in it, we cause ourselves too much stress and too much anxiety, because we're always thinking about the past or basing present day decisions on past experiences rather than treating it as a new experience, or worrying about the future. Whereas when you're in your right brain, and it's only 5% of us, so when you're in your right brain hemisphere, it's 95% of us, and it's the present. So there is no worrying about the past or the future, or being anxious about the past or future, and unnecessary extra stress being caused, because one is able to actually be present in the moment with whatever they are doing. Now, meditation brings one into the present moment, and there is so many different types of meditation. There's the typical one people think of, cross-legged or sitting in lotus with your fingers in a circle. But on my long journey with meditation, just since the seizures in the last 4 years, but we've been doing yoga now, which is a physical active meditation, for 12 years. There are different types of meditation. There's open-eyed meditation, which keeps you with the external reality, collective reality, or there's internal closed-eyed meditation, which takes you into your internal world. And then on top of that, you can do active or still meditation. An active meditation is a movement meditation. Now it can be a gross movement like a dynamic flow Ashtanga yoga, or it can be more of a static movement like Iyengar yoga, which is more about posture and alignment. Or you can go into your Kundalini yoga or other yoga of sound, or pranayama, which is the yoga of breath, bringing your attention onto your breath. You've got chakra dances, 5 rhythm dances. They're all types of meditation, singing, dancing, walking, surfing, anything that focuses your attention in the present moment or on one thing, puts you in a meditative state. With adrenaline junkies, when it comes to surfing or snowboarding or any of those things, it can be challenging. People love those activities so much because it makes them present in that oneness. But the idea is to then, they are familiar with that feeling, to then let go of the tool that was the key to that feeling, and then be able to access that feeling in their own right. So you can bring it into your cleaning, into your cooking, tidying, washing up, gardening. Gardening, cooking, are all great for grounding as well. Is there any more pictures and symbologies that's coming for me there? Water represents emotions again. The sea represents consciousness. The cat's again, independence and play. So yeah, I said about independence, but bring playfulness and joy and fun into your life as well. And remember, you're co-creating and collaborating with the multiversal, universal energies of nature, Mother Gaia, Grandma Moon, Father Sky. And you're not alone, even if you feel alone in this physical reality, in this physical world, with your current state of awareness waking up and the people around you not understanding that. It can become isolating. But remember, you're not alone. There's lots of people out there. Understand true in and trusting in your new awareness, you're raising yourself in your consciousness, because eventually the rest will follow. And they're keeping an eye on you up here. So it's a very beautiful card. It's not as intense as the other fiery ones. 7 is the number of self-growth as well. It's a spiritual number. And it can mean other numbers to other people. These are full-on and quite intense and fiery and hot and passionate. Where this is the fire that's a bit more toned down, which is nice. So, from the book, the 7 of FIRE, keywords, divination, signs, heeding intuition, and that's the messages that your body is attempting to give you. So if you experience a lot of physical pain, your body is screaming at you to listen, to align yourself better physically with your posture, but also with your emotions and your mind and spirituality. And spirituality for us just means aligning and regulating your internal rhythms and cycles, and also syncing them with the nature's rhythms and cycles, the seasons. Looking within, seeking answers, discovery, awareness, trust. Key phrases: heed your intuition, a feeling of recognition, inexplicable coincidences, moments that repeat. Personal interpretation is crucial. Only you know the answer. Look beyond the surface. Observe and be aware. So when it's looking beyond the surface, when we pulled out the surface cards before, we also did the underlying, the unaware ones. So that is looking below the surface, literally on the pack, but it all kind of correlates. And personal interpretation is crucial. I gave you my, in this moment, interpretation of the symbols and the pictures and the colours that I saw. Yours may be different. So there's the collective agreement of symbology and colour and number, but then there's what it means to you individually. So it's about stepping out of the known and the collective to find out what your interpretation is, what it means for you. And it can stem back to things, for instance, for us, the number 4 means a lot because a lot of stuff happened around the age of 4 for us. Some memories and ages that you were when certain things happened, perceived good and perceived bad, are influential on one's interpretation and understanding of numbers, and so colours, etc. Meaning, the 7 of FIRE represents the development and use of one's intuition to see the way forward and predict possible outcomes. Intuition is that gut feeling. It is an instinctual or unconscious knowing that when you heed it can keep you safe from making mistakes and lead you to being in the right place at the right time. It is a feeling of recognition that we often ignore, but if we choose to heed, can have us moving through life in harmonious accord with our surroundings. In actively using and then trusting your intuition on a regular basis, you may find you observe more, and in turn you learn more. You start to see and take notice of signs and messages along the way. You take notice of those little inexplicable coincidences and moments that keep repeating, and, if you heed them, can take you on an adventure of discovery, revealing not only the truths you seek, but also your reason for being. Using and heeding your intuition can lead you to opportunities and experiences that offer the potential to both fulfill you and inspire others. However, to trust in one's intuition requires that you look within and determine what the message means to you personally. You can ask advice of another. You can seek guidance from another. But only you know your answers. Personal interpretation is key, like we were just saying before. Trusting in the knowledge that is stored within your unconscious mind is key. Third parties can offer insight, but they see and understand life through eyes that have been shaped and influenced by their own experiences, not yours. Only you know what something means for you. Specifically, only you know if something is right for you. The VII of FIRE represents a need to actively develop or trust in your intuition and instincts at this time. Look around you, observe, speak to the cards on a regular basis, and honour the truths revealed by going where your intuition leads you. Potential blockage. Divination means to foretell or predict the future. Sometimes our intuition guides us, and at other times it is a simple awareness born of observation and paying attention. At other times it is a marriage of both. Every day we are given signs that, if heeded, can reveal what is to come. The VII of FIRE reversed represents a need to watch for those signs and heed the insights they offer. Observe the people around you. Look closely at patterns of behaviour that repeat, and pay attention to words. There's a little pause there, I've just realised. There we go. Hopefully that'll be okay. That last word just in case. Look closely at patterns of behaviour that repeat, and pay attention to words spoken that lack mirroring actions. Take note of promises broken, overreactions to questions, and inability to meet the eyes, and laughter that seems forced or contrived. They are all indications that there is more going on. Learn to watch. Learn to listen. Heed what your observations and senses are telling you. If you have a tendency to dismiss them, don't ignore them. If something is not as it seems, then look beyond the surface and see what is truly there, and then address it. The reversed VII of FIRE cautions you against being dismissive. Pay attention. Look. Observe. Discern the truth. Address the contradictions and inconsistencies. See the signs, even the ones that might seem a little obscure and insignificant. They may foretell a future that is not in accordance with your goals. So I'm just going to end it there on 3 ohms before I take you over to the other thing. So exhaling all your breath if you want to join in. Deep breath in. And then just take a few long, slow, deep breaths. So I exhale through my nose, and then I pause, and then I exhale again. Then I pause, and then I exhale again, and then breathe in. And I breathe in, I pause. I breathe in through the nose, I pause, and then I breathe in through the nose, and I breathe out through my mouth and pause. I breathe out through the mouth and pause, and then I breathe out through my mouth and in through my mouth and pause. In through my mouth and pause. In through my mouth and then out through my nose and pause. And that's the pattern that I do to make sure I get all my breath out, because I've got a lot of congestion in my stomach area and my solar plexus. So that enables me to expand my rib cage rather than just staying focused on the out, in, out. And it utilises the nose, the finer threads, the finer tubes of the body, but also the mouth, circular breathing through both. So I'm just going to do that again, and then I'll start on the 4 ohms, apologies. I will do an om forwards, and then I will do an om backwards, and then I'll do another oms backwards, or and one lastly forwards, So it's the sound ah for the heart, or grounding, ooh, and then So that's our Om is the universal sound. So there's that beautiful card. A little setup. Oh, it's the 9-9 portal we're in at the moment as well. We opened ours up the other day. We've got our little thing on the table here. 2 lots of 9 candles. 9th of September to the 9th of September. Or 9th of September being the 9-9. 18th of September is the balance point, and then 7th of September is when we close it, and 9 is the number of physical completion for us. So this is one we did a while ago. So you have like the Ace of Swords, Page of Swords, Moon. We're showing you the opposite of the energies we're currently in now, because that's the ones that work for us. And then you have the 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups and 10 of Cups.
The 9 and 10 of Cups are ruled by the Queen of Wands, and the 9 of Cups is ruled by the King of Cups. So the season is the Ace and Page of Swords. The month is the Moon, and then they're the individual 10 days for the 30 degrees. But the one we're actually currently in now is the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands. The Hermit, which is Virgo, and it's number 9, very fitting, all the interconnections. And then you go to the 8 of Pentacles, which we're not in anymore, and the 9 of Pentacles, which are both ruled by the King of Pentacles. So today, the 11th, is the very last day for this combination of energies. And tomorrow, we move into the energies of the 10 of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. So as I said, that's this information comes from here. So the first one I showed you was that top quarter there, the season, but specifically the Ace of Swords into Moon Pisces into these 3 here. Now the one we're currently in is here, September the 11th, September the 2nd to September the 11th, 9 of Pentacles by Venus, Hermit, Virgo, and then your centre one. And tomorrow we move into Mercury, September the 12th to the 22nd of the 10 of Pentacles. Now 10 is the number of karmic completion, energetic completion, family lines completion, but still in the earthing, grounding 10 of Pentacles. So if you're struggling with these energies, they say to go to the opposite, which is like the one I just showed you here, which is the ones we're backwards, so we tend to focus in the opposite energies more so. But the opposite, 180 degrees, it's not very easy. If you think about turning a car, when you do a U-turn, you can't just turn it 180 degrees. You have to go 90 degrees first. So rather than breaking no pain, no gain and breaking your boundaries and breaking your comfort zone, stepping out of your comfort zone, why not do it gently and just go to the 90-degree one that correlates, which would take you down to this 9 of Swords, or you could go up to the 9 of Wands, depending how you find these energies, what your collective package of energies are in yourself. So you'd have to choose what you are more drawn to. So if you were to go up around the top here and embrace the quarter energies going anti-clockwise, it would take you into the beginner's mind of emotions again. So it might be that you're someone that's more in your head and you're not comfortable with your emotions and you don't want to go to your emotions. So therefore you'd come round to this 9 and you'd go into being grounded, taking yourself into nature, because it's the Princess or the Page of Discs and the Ace of Discs, and you're working with the Lovers, so you're working with balance, and Gemini, so you're working with the mind, which you're stronger in, and you're working with balance and choices. And you've got Mars for action, so if you're someone at the moment, for instance, that did have lots of energy and was go, but suddenly you're finding that you don't have any energy, it could be because Mars went retrograde on Wednesday evening. So therefore you want some more Mars energy to help you embrace being a bit more active again. So then you'd have the 9 of Swords and the King of Swords. So kings are more in control and management of their emotions. They don't express their emotions. They're aware of their emotions and they know what makes them tick or not, but they don't express them like the queens. The queens are action and express them. So the queen is a feminine external, but it's an action internal of expressing their emotions, which is masculine. Whereas the king is an external masculine, but an internal feminine of keeping the emotions inside and understanding them themselves, but not putting that into the outer world. So that's how you can connect with the energies and how to overcome times when you're struggling with the current energies at hand. So this was like a third or fourth attempt over however many months, and we've gone from the smallest ones of Everyday Witch Tarot, I think it is, into the Tarot of Dreams, which is quite a big one. So if you can see there roughly the 4 different ones. Up here we have, so the Moon card is the High Priestess, and we've got, we love this one up here, actually, if you can just see, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? Darkness into darkness, the key to all mystery. And you've got the moon, you've got the planet symbols on these, and the Hebrew letters, which is why I like them, because it connects the numbers with the colours, with the words, with the planets, with the Hebrew letters. And the Cancer card is, so there's the Cancer symbol up there. Is that the Cancer symbol, or is that Pisces? No, the moon is Pisces. That's the Pisces symbol there. We tend to get a bit confused. And that's the Gemini symbol. So that's the Cancer, and it's the Chariot card, number 7, and the Hebrew letter. So I've just got the book here to tell you what the Hebrew letter means. So number 7, the Chariot. Sorry about the not stillness, we've got to work on that. So the Chariot represents, so this is the Cancer card, a confident approach to life, willpower, a youthful, inexperienced energy, pride and arrogance, anger caused by insecurity. And that Hebrew letter up there is Cheth, C-H-E-T-H, means a fence. Like the Chariot, a fence is a structure designed to contain and give shape and protection to what is inside. So I'm going to swap my arms there because this is very uncomfortable. But we've got to develop our camera skills. So this is the Cancer card. So if I just read the astrology part in this book, Cancer is the sign of domestic security. This might seem a poor fit with the material image of a chariot, but not when one considers that patriotism and protection of the home are often motivating factors behind the desire to venture out into the world. And so then if I just go on to the High Priestess card, which represents the moon. Keywords for this card are intuitive insight, reconciling of opposites, an indirect approach, withdrawal from everyday activities. And the Hebrew letter in the top right there is Gimel, G-I-M-E-L, means camel. A camel is used to cross desert regions in the same way that the priestess helps us cross the gulf between the conscious and the subconscious. Astrology, the moon is the planet of the subconscious mind. And I'm just going to read the moon card because we do have the moon card here, and this is how you relate, this is how energies interconnect, you see. So that's number 8. 2 is the number of patience again and balance. 7 is the number of self-development and growth, a spiritual number. And this moon card is number 18, made up of new beginnings, 1, 8, manifestation. Another one is balance. Together equaling 9, completion, which is the energies of the 9 that we're in again with the 9-9 portal. Hebrew letter Tzadi, T-Z-A-D-D-I, means fish hook. An angler. Oh no, sorry, wrong one. I'm reading you the star one. So here we go. I have to turn the page. Do apologise. Sorry about the camera stuff there. It's a Qoph, Q-O-P-H, means back of the head. Back of the head can clearly be taken as a metaphor for the subconscious. So again, it's the subconscious again, and that's the Pisces sign, because the Pisces is the 12th house and is the sign of transcending ordinary reality. So here we are. We're in the energies of the Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands for the season. Now the season is going to end on the 21st or 22nd of September when we go into autumn. So fire, summer, all very relative there. I've got all the things here. So we've got if I read the Page of Wands first, because I've just come across that one. The Page of Wands, so this is the season energies that we're in at the moment that we're coming to the end of. I'm just going to... No, we're just going to do the correlating thing. So this is the season that we're in, and then we're going into the season of autumn. So autumn is still in this. Oh no, we go into autumn on the 22nd. So tomorrow, at the moment, we're in the Aces and the Page. We're in the Hermit, the Virgo. This is us putting our mind together, so thanks for being patient and understanding, because we did prep and plan this time, which we don't normally do, but never really know what's going to happen until we start doing it, and the mind can get a bit astray sometimes with the altars. But the Virgo card is number 9 again, which is very fitting. We've already said that. It's the Hermit, and the words for that. So this is the season for 3 months. This is the card for the month. So this will go right up till the end of the season on the 22nd. And it's Hermit is self-imposed isolation and seclusion, separating oneself from a situation to gain perspective, meditation and self-examination, seclusion as a form of escapism. And that Hebrew letter there, Yod, Y-O-D, means hand. The hermit has left behind devices and tools and instead relies wholly on himself to reach his goal. Just as there have been actual hermits who forsake the use of man-made tools and rely only on their hands for survival. And the astrology symbol there, Virgo, is the sign of careful, deliberate and prudent thought and action. So this is where we are at the moment in the Empress energies. And that's was from the 2nd of September. We've been in that. Before the 2nd, we were in the Sun energies. And tomorrow we'll go into the Magician energies. So at the moment we're Empress, 9 of coins, Jupiter time. So we've gone into expansion now. And both the 9 of coins and the 10 of coins. So the 10 of coins belongs to the Sun. The 9 of coins belongs to the Empress, which is Venus. And the Sun is the Sun. But they're both ruled with the energies of the King of Cups. So if I just show you the Empress now, it's number 3, feminine number, creativity and expansion. Motherhood and the mothering principle, nurturing, protecting, raising, growing, giving birth to a child, a project or an idea, creation, self-care. So you're starting to see how they're all overlapping now and how the cards make sense to the seasons and even to the day that we're in at the moment. I mean, I love it when you have the synchronicities that the actual 9 of Pentacles came out and that's the day, you know, the time period that we're in. But this is how the energies all ended up crossing over and linking together. So the Hebrew letter there is Daleth, D-A-L-E-T-H, means door. A creation must pass through one or several doors, literally or metaphorically, as it leaves its place of gestation and manifests in the world. And the astrology sign there is Venus. And it's the planet of marriage and female reproductive organs. And then there's the 9 of Pentacles, which again has your Venus sign and the Virgo sign. And then tomorrow we go into the Magician energies and you have Mercury there. So the Magician energies, education, training, knowledge, common sense, opportunities, translating thoughts and plans into action. So what we're doing is we're showing you what we do to heal ourselves and understand the language of energy so that we can understand ourselves inside better. So this is very fitting because we're also educating you and showing you tools that we use. So if any of them connect with you or you hadn't thought of them in that way or that perspective, it might change your mind and inspire you. And you might find it challenging to do that journey inwards, and so therefore you can make it fun. So the astrology sign, Mercury, is the planet of thinking and communicating. And the letter there, Beth, B-E-T-H, means house. The magician allows us to begin building a rudimentary mental dwelling from which we can observe and learn from the world. And then it goes into the 10 of coins, the karmic completion, ruled by the Queen of Swords. Lots of air and expressing the emotions. So that's and as I said, this is where we are. And if you're struggling with these energies, rather than jumping straight over to the opposite energies, so you'd go from this line here of where we are up to this line here into the moon across to here. But rather than doing that switch, which can be too much, you can take a 45-degree angle, go up to this centre and then go down to these energies, which are drawing into the Ace of Pentacles for the season, the Lovers for the month, and then the Emperor. And we've just done the one for today rather than the one for tomorrow. Or you can go into your emotions and work from the emotional side and that season up to your temperance and then across to your Nine of Wands and your King of Wands. So we'll just sit back a minute so you can see it. Those are some of the fun tools that we use to suss out the language of energy. So, namaste, have a beautiful day and have fun with the energies.